Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into LIT Radio. I'm your host, Dwayne. Pardon the hiatus. I'm here with a longtime friend, longtime collaborator, engineer extraordinaire. Yo, he'll make your mixtape sound way better, whether he's mixing it or he's talking over it. Give it up
That's
to
a
my
fact.
boy, my engineer Juan. Say what up to the people.
What's up, y'all? What's going on? How you doing today?
I'm chilling.
Everyone feeling COVID got a hold of nobody over there. Hopefully, nah, that's good. Everybody
So
healthy on my side too.
that's what's up. That's what's up. So, for people that don't know you, have never heard of you before, that don't even understand what an engineer really does for real, kind of give us a description of what it is that you do and how you do it.
So, for the most part, I am basically post production on music, on podcasts, on anything related to audio. Where if anything is recorded and it needs to sound clearer, needs to be cleaned up, needs little edits out here and there, I'm the man for the job. It's very tedious. In my eyes, I feel like it's a simple job, but it's very tedious. You do have to know a lot about it. But yeah, it's basically grabbing whatever people's intentions are of their art and bringing it to another level where it's clean, it's nice, it's presentable.
True. So you've been doing this for how long, would you say?
I've been doing this probably 6 years.
Okay. True. So I've been making music for quite a while, and I feel like, and by I feel, I mean I know. I'm just trying to sound humble because we're recording. I'm way more arrogant off air. But anyway, certain people have a certain ear for certain things. There's a musical ear that you have to either. Some people are naturally born with it. I will say that, and some people it's something that you get trained. It's like a trained ear. That's how certain people have a trained eye. It's the same kind of situation. So I'm sure that you have that. I'm sure that you've heard other people's mixes and you're just like, nah, this sounds like audio dookie right now. So how, to someone that doesn't know better, how can you kind of break down and try and make it as simple as possible? That'll be talking to a 5-year-old right now. How can you tell if someone's engineer is basura?
I mean, you know when it's lacking sauce, like how can I put it? Like when you see a good movie, when it leaves some type of impression on you, or you're thinking about it even when it's done. Same thing with a song. A good song when nothing is playing and you're still singing it in your head, or
Right.
something's playing with you, and it's I would say it's 95% the song itself, but just the quality of the way the engineer did a drop here, or made the vocals just like louder at certain points, or put doubles just super spread out on the sides. It's just like the way the engineer molded it should also stick with you, and how you perceive the song. So how would I say an engineer is basura? It's really just it's like bland. It's like it's like chicken with just salt on it. It's no seasoning.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Definitely hate that. So what would you say? All right, let me put it like this. What made you get into engineering in the first place?
So when I was like 16, I started making my parents bought me like my first computer. It was like this HP, and it came with a trial of Fruity Loops.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been, choir kid, band kid, marching band, wind ensemble, all that stuff. So I've always been into music. I met my stepmother when I was 8. She always put me into different genres, just taught me different things of different music. Because my parents really only listen to like certain type of, like Spanish house cleaning music. So she just my stepmom opened my eyes into other music. So when, fast forward, I'm 16, I get the computer, I get Fruity Loops. I'm like, oh, I could create off of this. So I just start, you could start clicking the little breaks and making like a beat off of it, like a simple beat. And then from there, I just got more into it, more into it, more into it, to the point where I was like trying to really make production. Um, and then I met some artists, heard about what engineering is, what we could do with it. And once I got into vocal engineering, it was just like push the beat to the side and really got into vocals and how I can really bring a song from, AAA level to the major leagues, you know what I mean? So
Right.
that's where I really got into it.
So up until like, the situation with your stepmom putting you on to different stuff, it was pretty much just like Fabuloso's greatest hits. And then
Yeah, basically. Yeah, basically it was like, like heavy bass lines and the you know
right,
what I'm
right.
saying? It was just super super Spanish at my house. So
That's dope though, because a lot of people they're in a box a lot of times. They have, what was it? It was in the movie I Think I Love My Wife with Chris Rock. He was talking to Kerry Washington. She was like, "You got nigger ears." I was just like, "Whoa." Oh. But yeah, you want to have, because the thing is, good music is good music, no matter who's doing it, no matter what genre it is. Like, if it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
So, being able to tap into that, and you can tell, even if you have a sort of trained ear, like I do, I kind of have a trained ear to certain things. I can tell a, I can tell if a producer or beat maker, because there is a difference. I can tell if they only listen to rap or if they listen to, like, they have a more well-rounded, more worldly sound. Like, they know, okay, there's extra chords in here with the 808s. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It's different stuff. It's not just
Yeah.
your typical, I'm just on the beat machine, boom, boom, boom. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's different. So,
Yeah.
that puts you at an advantage over most other people.
Yeah.
Moving forward, I would say one of the biggest things that for some reason people don't quite grasp as an artist is, yeah, it's cool to have a great engineer that can make make your joint sound official, make it sound like gold. But chemistry with that engineer is like, I want to say at least 90%. I might be wilding, but like,
Nah, you're 100% correct. It's like it's working. It's just working. People go to work. They have their favorite coworker that they get lit with at work, that they work very well with together, and then they have their coworker that they're like, "Fuck, I hate this bitch." I don't know if I could curse, but yeah, I'm like,
lay down, bro.
I hate this. I hate this person. Blah blah blah. So it's the same thing. It's really, people look at the studio like, oh, people go in there, smoking weed, drinking, there's girls, you're having fun. It's really a workspace. Like you're really there to work. That's what a lot of people don't see, the late nights of people, rubbing crust out their eyes, making sure everything sounds great, making sure every take is, recorded correctly. So if you have a good relationship with the artist, or vice versa, if you're an artist and you have a good relationship with your engineer, you both can get a lot done, more efficiently, faster. No emotions are there, so when you're realistic with somebody and you tell them, hey, this sounds terrible, or you could do this better, they don't take it personal. They really dig in and make sure everything sounds right.
Right, because there's a difference between, yo, this sounds terrible, and nigga, you suck. There's two different things. One, we're talking
Yeah.
about the take. Another one, we're talking about the person.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
some people sound great and they suck. That's just that's who
Yeah.
they are. But in the
Yeah.
studio, we're not talking about your personality. We're talking about your art and what you put out there.
Yeah.
So
No matter how big you are or how new you are, it's just you leave everything at the door, come in, make sure everything you make is fire. And you know, if it's not, we shelve it. If it is, you put it out, you show it to the world. That's really it.
all right. So now I'm gonna put you on the spot. I hope you
Uh-oh.
got a strong brand right now. All right.
Uh-oh.
So I'm gonna ask you two questions. After I ask the first one, you can guess what the next one's gonna be. So right now, tell me what your best studio session was like.
Oh man. Best studio session. It's kind of hard because it's 6 years worth of sessions every night. And
Mm-hmm.
so, I can't, but I'll give you a great studio session. Something that's like it just leaves. There's studio sessions where you're like, I can't wait to leave. I can't wait to go home. This is not the vibe. I don't want to be here right now. I cannot wait to just be at home with my wife and my kid. I don't like I'm, I don't want to say I'm wasting my time, but it's like I could be doing something better.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's studio sessions where you're like a kid at, a Chuck E. Cheese where you're like, I don't want to leave. When the session's over and it's like, all right, everything's done. You're like, I don't want to leave. Let's keep working. Let's keep doing something because the vibe is right. Everybody's in a good mood. The music being created is just impactful, and whether it's fun or whether the person's really talking about something personal
Mm-hmm.
or it's really hitting you because you're connecting to it in whatever way. But a great studio experience would be something like that. Just you don't want to leave. You want to, you don't care what time it is. You don't care how hungry, how tired, how you feel. It's just the session is amazing. You don't want to get rid of that. You don't want to leave that vibe.
Word. So you can guess what the next question is, right?
What's my worst studio session?
Yeah.
Oh man. So probably, I mean, I've had people that just record one line for 2 hours straight. Let me get it again. 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 And after saving every single take and going back, every single take sounds the same, and they're not happy with it. We didn't get a song done. We didn't even get basically a whole hook done. You're just there. It's just like pulling teeth at a certain point. It's like, why are we here? So yeah, that's probably one of some of the worst sessions I've had where it's just terrible. I'd rather, hear people scratch chalkboards.
You're trying real hard not to name names, and I appreciate you.
Oh man, come on, man.
Cause I've talked to other engineers before, and I remember one guy, he was on Facebook talking about how this cat paid for like an 8-hour session, and like 6 of those hours he was just on the studio couch sleep. And he's just sitting there like, all right, run it up. You know what I'm saying? But like,
yeah. I mean, that's happened before too, where it's like I've had people where they book 4 hours, they show up an hour late and do like a hook for 45 minutes and then leave. So out of 4 hours, I only worked 45 minutes. But hey, man, if you want to spend money on 4 hours and just use me for 45 minutes, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would say a lot of people don't know studio etiquette and don't know how professional you should be at a studio. Because at the end of the day, you do have to be very professional.
I'm glad you brought that up. So for those who don't know, or were never told, what is studio etiquette?
So just like you wouldn't go into a movie set and start touching the camera, just like you wouldn't go into, somebody painting and grabbing their brushes and grabbing their paint, moving their stuff around, grabbing the canvas and turning it over. You don't go into the studio, you don't touch the equipment, don't hover over the engineer because it's just uncomfortable for them. Um, make sure if the engineer's mixing or kind of cleaning up the record, you're not playing something loud off your phone, no Instagram videos that are super loud, or you're talking mad loud over it, because we're trying to clean something up and you're over here, muddying up our ear, so we can't even figure out if we're cleaning it up or not. You know what I mean? You wouldn't go to a movie set and start flashing flashlights while they're recording, because it'll mess up the scene. Same thing, but it's just audio. It's all audio. Another thing with studio etiquette: show up on time. We show up. Engineers show up early. I tend to show up like right on time. But engineers show up early. Make sure the mic is working. Make sure the studio is clean, nice and presentable. There's waters. It's a comfortable environment for people to work. Make sure you, as an artist, you show up on time. You're ready to work. You got beats. If you feel like you're an artist that just needs to throw on a beat and freestyle, that's fine. But come with intention.
Mm-hmm.
Also, major studios have assistants, interns, where if you leave a mess, they'll clean it up, or if you need somebody to get something for you, they'll go get it for you. But also be mindful of, these people are there to learn mostly, and to grow as whatever they want to be in the music industry, whether it's producer, engineer, or an executive, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So just be mindful that, like, they're not the help. They're not cleaning people, or they're
Right.
not assistants. They're just, be respectful to the people around it. Like I said, everything gets left at the door, no matter how big or how new you are. Leave the ego, leave everything at the door, because I'm pretty sure, I can assure you, that artists, like the biggest artists in the world, like Drake, or even like people like Ed Sheeran, Justin Bieber, they walk into a studio, look everybody in the eye that's there, no matter if they're an intern or the owner, shake hands, say hello, make sure everybody's, respected. It's all about respect at the end of the day. So that's what studio etiquette would be. Just make sure you come in, respect everybody, respect the equipment, respect the engineer, come to work, don't fuck around, don't play around, and that's it.
Do you mind if I ask some things?
Of course.
Okay. So, yes, being punctual is very important. Very important. I've had engineers tell me, some that actually, like, yo, you're the only guy that showed up on time.
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
yeah, it is crazy. It's like, yo, like, I'm paying for this time. Why wouldn't I show up on time?
Exactly.
That's wild. Another thing is, don't go there. This isn't like a hangout situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't bring your crackhead homeboys. It's like over there having a seizure because they on some kind of drug. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
don't bring
100%. Yes.
those people with you. Don't bring liabilities with
Yeah.
you. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna bring women to the studio, because you need to know if you're gonna release something, you need to know if the women like it, because they're the pulse of music. Period. Like, no matter what genre you're in.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying, like, if women like it, then everyone's gonna like it. If women don't like it, it's just like, all
Yeah.
right. So you need that,
Yeah.
but I don't need to say anything else in regard to that. Just
Yeah.
be mindful what kind of women you're bringing to the studio with you, or just people in general. Let's just keep it PC. Let's be mindful of the company that you bring to the studio, that you bring to the dojo. You know what I'm saying? That you bring to your church to worship with you musically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, be mindful of that. Yeah, and definitely respect the engineer. They're the people that are helping you create. They're the people. They're the doctors that help you deliver this baby. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
don't talk crazy to the doctor and expect them to not slap the baby if they crying right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just
Exactly. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's funny because with a lot of, like, my clients that I have a close relationship with, or that I'm friends with outside of the studio, I'll joke around with them, and it's like, yo, mess around with me, and I'll put your stuff out with no auto tune on it, or
mm-hmm. Right.
little threats like that, just joking around. But it's true. It's like, you wouldn't want to mess with somebody you wouldn't want to mess with the mechanic that's fixing your car.
Right.
So you know, if you want a fire song out, if you want something to hit, if you know you're gonna make this song and go to the club and pitch it to your DJ friend that's at the club, and you want it to hit at the club, you make sure you have a good relationship with that engineer and there's respect, because the engineer there's few clicks away from making your song hit or making your song just sound like some, you know, 2006 MySpace page song. So
Word. So, what would you say are the top 5 mistakes that rookie engineers make?
Not listening back to your mixes.
Mm,
So whether the song is amazing or whether it's terrible, make sure the next day you're playing that in the car. Make sure, you know, just to see what you did wrong, how you could do better.
right.
That's one. Recording is the probably the biggest step of just any song. You want to get a good recording. You don't want it too soft or too loud. Because if it's too soft and you bring it up, you're also going to get a lot of noise floor that comes with it, a lot of like white noise and
Right.
just terribleness that comes with it. But if it's too loud, it sounds, you know, it's too
Yeah, distorts a clip.
punchy, too distorted clip. Yeah. So I would say recording is a huge one. Um, the environment where they record, that's another one where it's like engineers don't know that if the mic is too close to a corner or to a window, you're gonna get reflection of audio, so it's gonna sound terrible. Um, Organization, man, organization is huge. Just how they organize their files, how they name them. Um, Luckily, I was taught, you know, you have a client folder. In your client folder, you have a folder full of clients. In each client folder, you know, you could do it by year or month, and just the songs are in there. Make sure the songs are organized. Make sure the beat is in the file folder, not in your downloads folder. You know, simple things like that. It's just organization is huge. Where I've seen engineers like just fumble the ball on that one. And even inside the session, I would say that's my fifth one. Inside the session, name your tracks, man. We want to know what the hook is, what the verse is, what the ad libs are, what the beat is. Because I'll get stems from other engineers, and it's like audio one, audio two, audio three, audio four, and I got to figure everything out, put them together. It's not, you know, organized. So, organization, recording, environment, um, mix it, listening back to your work, making sure you know, what can I do better. That's really it.
All right. I got another top 5 to ask you. Um, for all the engineers out there that had a message to give to their artists, what's the top 5 things that artists need to do before they come to the engineer to, you know, record for a session? What do
Make
they?
sure you have a vision.
Mm-hmm.
If we could put like a one right here, like on the screen, make sure you have a vision. Make sure you know you have a make an end goal and know what you want your song to sound like, how you want it to sound like. Even if you have references of like other artists feed off of other artists, so it's like
Right.
it's not copying or biting. It's like the ego just kills everything, but it's not copying or biting. It's really how you want it to sound. If you want it to sound dreamy, like some like Travis Scott breakdown or whatever it is, make sure you have a vision for it.
Right.
Um, Number two, make sure when you come to a professional studio, you are already comfortable in front of a microphone,
Mm.
because you're gonna waste your first session just trying to figure out how to perform in front of a microphone, how your voice sounds, because you got to really figure out how to perform. It's not just, oh, I'm gonna sing in front of a mic and that's it. It's really, you really got to tweak some things. So that, um, make sure you're on time, studio etiquette, you know, respect, be prepared. Um, that's three. What else should I say, man? Organization, key, anywhere you go, bring a hard drive and make sure the engineers put in your sessions in that hard drive. You would not go to people and just leave your money there and trust that when you come back, your money will be there. Think of your music as your money because that's your money maker. Make sure you have a copy of all your music. I tell my clients all the time, I have a copy of your music, bring a hard drive. Because if my computer crashes or my hard drive crashes, I'm not liable for anything we lost.
Right.
You know, it's not my music. It's not my, I helped you work on it. I helped you clean it up. I helped you, bring it to life. But be organized with your music. Take care of your files. That's your babies right there. That's your money maker. And also just, have fun, but don't, like you said, don't bring your crackhead friend that's having a seizure in the corner. Don't try to really separate yes men. It doesn't matter if you grew up with these people or not.
Mm-hmm.
Separate yes men from yourself because you're not gonna succeed if you don't. You always need that. What's that coach in football that's like up in a box looking at the whole field, watching the whole play? You need one of those people in your life, or a few of those people in your life that are gonna look at everything from afar and watch you do your plays and tell you, yo, this is not right, or keep doing that. That's great. You need those people. So that would be my 5, things for a new artist.
I'm gonna do you a favor, add some more. Make sure, if you can, get the timing for the beat.
Oh yeah. Well, as an engineer, you should be able to do that. You should be able to get the BPM and the key as an engineer. If your engineer can't figure that out, prepare for a rough session.
Look, we just a message for good engineers. This is for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Some people are just starting out, like the train wheels off. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Let me think. What else? Yeah, definitely bring your crackhead homeboys there.
No seizures in the studio.
No, don't bring your girl if y'all not on good terms. Y'all arguing the whole time, especially if the song is about her.
I've had that.
I know you have.
I've had that. I've had that where where I work is it's a small studio. So outside, if you're outside, you can hear what this. If you're screaming outside, you can hear it. And I've been recording an artist, and he brings his friend, and his friend's arguing with his girlfriend outside, and it's just like, while you're recording, it's crazy. I've had people where mans brings his girl. It gets pretty smoky in there, people passing blunts around, and instead of the girl speaking up saying, hey, I'm lightheaded, I don't feel well, I'm gonna go get some air, she gets up to go get some air, faints right on the floor. So so it's been, it's just make sure you bring people that are hydrated, that they're in a good mental state, and are there for you.
Word. What was the other question I had? Oh, so as far as studio etiquette, do you think that rappers in particular don't seem to honor it like that, as opposed to other artists, like maybe singers or, like.
It's funny because I say it all the time, like the rappers that are really about what they say,
mm-hmm.
like the ones that really shoot people and, do what they do, mm-hmm. are the nicest people I've ever met. Right. They are the sweetest, like the most courteous, the most respectful people I've ever met. And then there's people that, oh, I'm a rapper, I got these, I bring my friends and I gotta act tough and all this, but they're not really about it. Those are the ones that are usually like the rude ones, or, don't say hello. Like when you walk in the studio, say hello to everyone. You're walking into someone's house.
Yeah.
Not, not someone's house, but you know what I mean? You're walking into someone's domain. So just make sure, you're being respectful. And there's a lot of, it's usually the younger kids, and,
yeah,
I blame the parents. I pray for our youth. Nah, but yeah, it's just, It's usually the younger kids. It's usually the ones that are really not about it, but have to show a persona, have to show like they're tough. But if it really goes down to the ones running,
Yeah,
mom, come pick me up.
yeah. I don't know if you saw that Drink Champs with Pharrell just came out.
I
Like
haven't. I haven't.
he said like at least 6 times, like, yo, I'm not tough. Like if there's something going on outside, I'm calling the police. Like I pay taxes, I'm calling the
Yeah,
police.
yeah. That's real. You got to be real. You can't be like you can't act tough, and then because shit really is gonna go down. People are gonna test you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it's like,
And from an energetic level, like what you put out there, I do think that music is definitely like it manifests certain things. Because even when
of
like
course.
I wasn't the most forthcoming with my raps, I was rapping about certain things that didn't really apply to me. Once I lived long enough, that stuff started to apply. And I'm like, let me shut the hell up. Let me not put that out there no more. Because it seems to be, it's like the movie Stranger Than Fiction. Like everything he would write would come to pass, and I don't like all that.
Hmm.
So I make sure that
Hmm.
like, things I put out now is more so positive, more so where I want to be or where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? Just positive things. So I like
Hmm.
positive things to happen. Um, hmm. So what's in the future for you, Juan, as far as engineering? Like, are you trying to expand? Or like, what do you got going on? What do you got in the ground?
So I'm a person that feels like when I plateau, I start to panic, and I have to get out of that plateau. And I've hit certain times where I'm like, all right, I've plateaued. What do I do next? How do I grow? What's funny is that before, you know, COVID hit, I was supposed to enter. I live, me, but I guess the listeners got to know. I live like 30 minutes away from Manhattan. It's the mecca of, anything.
Right.
You could really make it there if you really apply yourself. So, it's just I was gonna intern. I had internships lined up, ready to go. Um, Interning is just super. It's for somebody that's already been doing it. I'm talking about engineering. It's simple. It's just really eating shit. Working your way up through the ladder until you get to a certain point. Once you get to that certain point, now you have clients that are, on, as most of us would say. Um, so it's just really my goal was to intern, move up. COVID hits. You know, Traveling is kind of difficult now. All the mask stuff, studios closed, artists aren't really traveling because usually, for example, Atlanta artists love recording in New York, but they're not flying out to New York just to record. They're recording out here because they have a show or they have an interview or
Right.
what have you. So if there's no shows, there's no interviews, there's no artists coming to the city, and we're very limited with the artists that we have in our city because either they have their own home studio, they have their own engineer that work, or it's not really, it's not you don't have as much artists coming in. Um, so hopefully, once all this nonsense is over, is going in, interning, going ham, and just working my way up. I do love my clients. I appreciate my clients, and I'll continue to work with them and everything. But as an engineer, I feel like I have to grow. As a person, I feel like I have to grow. I feel like I'm not an arrogant person at all, and I feel like that's what helps me a lot with growing as an engineer, getting better. Because
Right.
it's like I know I'm great at certain things, but I ignore that. I throw that to the side, and I focus on what I'm not good at. So I know I'm great out here. I know I'm probably one of the best engineers out here. I go toe to toe with anybody out here. But when it comes to that market, I want to take over that market. I want to go into that market and really, say, yo, I could do these things. I could make people look bad. I could make artists look good and make other engineers look bad. So um, it's just that. It's just growth after this weird stage of the world that we're going through right now.
Yeah. I would say this. So basically, you're the big fish in the small fish tank, and you're looking to see what the ocean's hitting for. And
That's a fact.
it's right now a tsunami kind of hit for real, and
Hmm.
just trying to figure out, all right, when's the time to jump into the ocean? So,
Hmm.
I mean, My best word of advice, not that I'm an engineer, nothing, or not that I know nothing about nothing, but I guess my kind words to say to you, young man, is definitely stay focused. Keep an eye on because things are changing. Like I I'll say this as humbly as I can. Things are kind of changing forever right now. So
Mm-hmm.
things are going to change with how we record things, how we put things out. Everything is all going to change. So just being
Mm-hmm.
able to see that right off rip and being able to adapt. Like right now,
Yep.
instead of vote or die, it's adapt or die. So definitely
Mm-hmm.
keep that in mind. Or you engineers that that are not as good as Juan, you definitely need to adapt or die. And yeah, that's my 2 cents on that.
Speaking on adapting, I recommend for any engineer, I recommend what any client wants from you is great work, fast rate. So adapt to how you're working, how fast you could get things done. Adapt to the sound that's coming out, because sometimes the sound changes every day. There's some type of new music every day. There's some type of new artist that everybody wants to sound like every day. When Pop Smoke hit, everybody wanted to do the New York drill sound. So you got to figure out how you want those drums to hit compared to some real hard trap drums. So just always you're 100% correct. Adapt, stay with the times. Doesn't matter how old you are, stay with the times. I have friends that are a year older than me, and they're starting to sound like, Gunna sounds the same on every song. Oh, nobody sounds like Dipset, and it's like, no, stay with the times, stay with the times.
Right,
You got to stay with the times because everything's gonna change. If you don't change with it, you're getting left behind, and nobody wants to get left behind. So
exactly. All right, so if people want to find you, Juan, where can they find you at?
I'm on Instagram. My page is private because of weirdos, but request me, I'll accept you. DM me. My DM is open. My engineer Juan on Instagram. My engineer Juan on Twitter. Um, Email me Juan at beachhouserecordings.com. Yeah, I'm everywhere, man. I'm easy to find. I'm not difficult to find, so I'm ready to work for whoever, whenever. I'll always give everybody a chance. As long as you're respectful and you're about your business, I'm here to help you. I'm here to make your craft, your work a little better. So,
No doubt, no doubt. And in case you didn't know, the price is going up.
way up.
Way up.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
Juan, thanks a lot.
Thank you, my brother.
All right, peace.